pulled up on my end. Where we at? Where we at? All right. Let's tune into my stream here. Let the Discord peeps know. Mental health Q&A ask live. All right. Let's see. Did I tweet that out? Did I tweet this out? I think I tweeted this out. Can't even remember what I did 10 seconds ago. All right, all right. Mental health Q&A ask live. The chat is working first time around. What do you know? That's a miracle. That is a miracle. What is going on, everybody? Mental health Q&A ask live. It's been a while since I've done a mental health video. Past few uploads have been, you know, short little videos, not live streams, so I figured we'd do a live stream. And yeah, like I said, it's been a while since we've done a mental health Q&A. I figured it was about time. Hello Jesse, hello Blake, hello everyone, welcome. Greg, Sam, hello, hello, Kevin. Hello, hello. What's up, brother? Made it. Hello, glad you can make it. What's going on? What's up, WB? How you doing? Doing great. How are you guys doing? Hey, Wonder Bro, what's up? What is up with you guys? What is up? So since this is like a Q&A type stream, you can go ahead and start flooding in your questions, and we'll try to get to them one by one in the order that they come in. So if you have a question, now is the time to ask it. If you're just here to hang out and chat, that's cool too. Hello, welcome. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. I think I let my Discord peeps know what's going on. Pretty sure I sent out a notification. Yeah, getting ready to go live. Okay. Yeah, so now is the time, you guys. If you have a question, go ahead and get those questions in, and I will try to get to them one by one in the order that they come in. This is a mental health Q&A stream, so we're just going to be doing questions today. Get those questions in. Get those questions in while I notify the rest of my social media about what's going on. Let's see. Mental health Q&A live stream happening right now. Channel. Right. Let's see, we've already got some questions here. The first one comes from PJ. Why does anxiety give you weird symptoms such as dizziness? If you're running or fighting, how would that help you? Well, anxiety and panic, the symptoms that they give you are very uncomfortable. But here's the thing you've got to understand with anxiety and panic symptoms. A lot of people, like yourself, are like, how the hell could this help you? It makes me feel so uncomfortable. It makes me feel so unproductive. How could this help me? If anxiety and panic is meant to help us, how could these horrible symptoms possibly help me? If you were to experience, anxiety and panic in an actual life-threatening situation, let's say, for example, you're getting chased by a bear, you wouldn't be so concerned about your anxiety and panic symptoms. You would be completely focused on the danger at hand. You wouldn't be scared about the anxiety. You'd be scared over the bear. So symptoms such as dizziness and all these symptoms that just don't make sense. You know, how could this possibly help me? Understand that if placed in an actual dangerous situation, the anxiety and panic would be the last thing on your mind. Right now, you are so focused on the dizziness, you are so focused on this symptom, you are so focused on that symptom, and you are obsessing over them, and you're adding a lot of second fear. And that's what's causing you to suffer. If you were in an actual dangerous situation, the anxiety and panic symptoms would not bother you because you would not be focused on them. So, although the symptoms can be uncomfortable, I know, it is your focus on them and your dread of them, your dread of them, and all this second fear that is causing you to suffer and make it seem like, what the hell, anxiety, what the hell? So understand that. All right, Blake says, I think the best thing for you to do, anxiety, is simply accept the thing we are afraid of, and then it loses power. I haven't had anxiety in a week. Yes, acceptance is key. Slow Jam, how do you get that anxiety, dizziness, head buzz to go away when it starts, other than a nap? A nap always seems to help it. So, if we're asking the question, okay, if we're still asking the question, how do I get it to go away? Then we are not truly on board with acceptance. True acceptance, okay, is to do nothing. True acceptance is to accept the feelings and the thoughts for what they are and to keep living, to keep moving forward. We don't want to ask the question, how do I get rid of, how do I get rid of, how do I get rid of? Because it's all that how do I get rid of that is keeping your nerves on edge, that is keeping your brain in this state of there must be some sort of danger, and it's keeping your anxiety levels high. So we don't want to ask the question, how do I get rid of? Because that goes against what we're trying to do. What we're trying to do is use acceptance to eventually get the brain to catch on and retrain. Recovery techniques. There's really no technique other than acceptance. Acceptance is the way to go. Get familiar with acceptance, practice acceptance, live by acceptance. We don't ever want to fight or push away the thoughts. We don't ever want to fight with or push away the feelings. We want to let those thoughts be there, and if they bring anxiety, that's fine. We want to let the anxiety be there too. This is how the brain learns. Is it normal if anxiety has ever felt debilitating? Almost as if it's a box. Oh, we have a donation. Thank you, Will, for that $5. How come anxiety won't turn into anything worse? Okay, I'll get to your question in just a second. Thank you for that donation. I'll also update the tip goal in just a second. All right, let's reread here. Has it? I'm trying to make sense of the question. Is it normal if anxiety has ever felt debilitating? Yes, it's completely normal for anxiety to feel debilitating, and most of the time for most people, if you are in a very sensitized state, it will feel debilitating. It will. Slow Jam, I just keep doing what you're doing for now, but try to accept dizziness. Exactly. Exactly. Oh, let's turn this off. There we go. Is anxiety the cause of tension headaches and tetanitis, or is the other way around? Anxiety can definitely bring on symptoms such as headaches or head tension. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Yes, exactly. That is acceptance in a nutshell. And while I'm thinking about it, don't worry. I know I'm a little slow. I'm getting to all the questions here. Let's update that. Thank you so much, Will, for that $5. Also, let's get to your donation question. How come anxiety won't turn into anything worse? Anxiety is there to protect you. Panic is there to protect you from potentially harmful or dangerous situations. It's fight or flight. Back in the caveman days, this served us greatly. Nowadays, we don't really have much need for it, but it's still a part of us. So we've went from fighting and running from saber-toothed tigers to, oh my god, I don't like the way this makes me feel, and now we fear the anxiety itself. And this fear on top of fear just adds to more anxiety, adds up to more anxiety. So anxiety won't turn into anything worse because it's there to protect you. That's not what it's designed to do. It's not there to make you go crazy. It's not there to make you lose your mind. It's just not going to happen. Let's see, okay. Loved your post today. Wrote it down. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Brother, how are you? Missed your live stream so much. Hello, welcome. I am doing great. We're getting back into a little bit of everything. We're doing a few videos here and there. We're doing some voiceovers here and there. We're doing streams. We're doing a little bit of everything these days, and that's the way I like it because I have my moods, and I don't like to stick to one strict thing. So, how can you accept the thoughts if you're not even aware of them? They seem to come at you a million miles an hour when you're very anxious. Yes, they do tend to do that, and that's when we practice awareness. So awareness is a skill we learn. We become comfortable with noticing these thoughts and then letting them knock. A lot of people think to not follow your thoughts means to push them away. No, Please don't get that confused. I'm not asking you to push your thoughts away. I'm simply asking you to say no thanks to you responding. Say no thanks to yourself. Give yourself a little slap on the wrist when you notice yourself arguing and fighting with thoughts. We want to let the thought be there, and if the thoughts want to bring anxiety, that's fine too. Essentially, at the end of the day, what we want to do is nothing. Essentially, at the end of the day, what we want to do is nothing. That's where we begin to retrain the brain. Been obsessed with this awesome show on Netflix called Midnight Gospel. It's about accepting fears and the fears of death. Highly recommended. That sounds cool. I'll probably check that out. What about ear issues, pressure? Anxiety comes with so many different symptoms. And I see a lot of people obsessing about these individual symptoms, trying to break them down, thinking, could this be this? Could this be that? Could this mean something more? And all of this obsession, all this is doing is adding fuel to the fire. I know it's tempting to get involved with these thoughts, but the goal is to let these thoughts and feelings come and not try to push them away. Don't try to do anything about them. Don't grit your teeth at them, relax into them, and let them play out. You will see over time how when you don't respond to these thoughts or feelings, how they burn themselves up when they lose the fuel. The fuel being you. Scared to get another setback. Any tips? So setbacks, completely normal. And I don't even like the term setback. People normally have setbacks because they're not fully dedicated, okay, and they slip back into old bad habits, okay, and then these old feelings kind of come back up. But I promise you, as long as you're on board with acceptance and you're truly using the advice that I give, which is aka do nothing, sounds simple, I know, a little bit more complicated than it sounds. Oh, thank you, Haley123, for the $20 donation. Truly appreciate it. Can we get some emoji love in the chat for Haley? Thank you so much. But yeah, as long as you're using acceptance, you don't have to worry about setbacks, okay? Setbacks only happen to people that just kind of grit their teeth and get through it and heal, but they're still picking up these bad habits, still using these bad habits, still fighting with thoughts, still arguing with thoughts. You know, that's where you see people tend to slip back into setbacks. But as long as you're using acceptance, you're good to go. You're good to go. You'll never be as bad off as you were at one point, as long as you're using acceptance. Thanks our monthly tip goal to 25. Thank you guys so much. Haley, welcome to the Hall of Fame. Will, welcome to the Hall of Fame. Thank you guys. Truly, truly appreciate it. Forever grateful. Thank you. All right, let's see here. I feel like I missed one. Okay, here we go. I have an issue with time. I get obsessed with time. How long things take, how long it takes to fix a relationship, etc. It's a loop of worrying about time. Does that make sense? It does make sense. And I know from time to time certain obsessions and worries can seem a bit odd, but I promise you, you're not the only one experiencing it. When it comes to that, when it comes to specific worries and specific obsessions, treat it all the same. We don't want to think this one's more important than that one. At the end of the day, no. No obsessions are more important than the next one. At the end of the day, it's all just thoughts. It's all just thoughts that you're giving too much power to. It's thoughts that you just need to accept their presence and stop arguing with them and adding to the fire. I looked into how the amygdala works, and now when I feel fear, I just tell myself it's just the amygdala, and it does help with acceptance. I love that word, by the way. Yes, exactly. It's watching. Your brain is watching how you react to fear, and if you react to fear with fear, it's going to assume that you need more anxiety. It's ironic. Can you give an example of floating when doing daily things like gaming or driving where focus is there? So floating, okay, no matter what you're doing, whether it's gaming, driving, regardless of what you're doing, floating is to just say, okay, I'm experiencing these thoughts, I'm experiencing these feelings, and while they are uncomfortable, I'm just going to let them do what they want to do, and I'm not going to get involved. Easier said than done, I know, but with practice, you'll see how this works. Okay, let's see, where was I? Does anxiety make your heart race quicker when exercising, or are you just more aware? Could the working out give me anxiety, hence making my heart race? Well, working out and exercising is going to make your heart pump more blood. I mean, That's just a part of working out or exercising. If you're up in your head psyching yourself out about that, then that might bring some other anxiety symptoms. D-Block, hello. Hello, everyone, and blessed to everyone. Why is my memory so bad? It's like I can't remember memories of close family of mine. So anxiety does affect your memory, mostly short-term memory. Anxiety can bring that on. But I promise you, with enough time and acceptance, okay, keyword there, and dedication to acceptance, you will eventually see these symptoms start to fade. It's not a sign of going crazy. It's not a sign of losing your mind or anything more serious than just some anxiety. Nighttime irregular heartbeats, what can be done about it on the short run? Great channel, by the way, you're the best. So we never want to ask the question, and we talked about this earlier, we never want to ask the question, what can I do to make this go away? It's never going to be about what can I do to make this go away. With true acceptance, what we want to be asking ourselves is, can I dedicate to allowing myself to feel these feelings and to feel these thoughts and the impact they bring without getting involved? Because the more I get involved, the more fuel I'm adding to the fire. Whereas if I can just experience these feelings and experience these thoughts, no matter how uncomfortable they may be, without touching them, without getting involved, without trying to do anything about it, let the thoughts knock, let them play out. Let the feelings they bring come, let them play out. That's the question we really need to be asking ourselves. Not how can I make it go away, because that's the opposite of what we're trying to accomplish. That is the end goal, yes. But in the meantime, we need to be focused on, can I allow myself just to feel these feelings and think these thoughts, okay, without adding to them, without adding fuel to the fire? A lot of love in the chat right now. It took me a year with this method, 6 months after one I'm hit with a depression, insomnia, 2 hours from sleeping. Now I'm more confused. So we see that. We see that quite often. It's not something that's going to happen to everybody, but it is nothing out of the usual for people to come out of their anxiety episodes and sensitized nerves. It's not rare to see someone come out of that, heal, and then experience depression. Usually it does go hand in hand, or sometimes depression can follow the healing. That's completely normal. You have to think of it this way. You've spent your whole life, no matter how much you hate your anxiety, you've spent your whole life dealing with it. And now that it's gone and you're healed, you're kind of left with a sense of, who am I now? And that can be a confusing time for some people and can lead to a bit of a depression. So give yourself a break. You just went through a lot. Okay? What else can I say? You just went through a lot with this journey of recovery and healing. It's not uncommon for you to experience some depression afterwards. Does it happen to everybody? No, but it is common and it can happen. See you later, D-Block. Appreciate you stopping by, man. Really, really appreciate it. Morning anxiety, very, very common. Very, very common. Absolutely nothing to be concerned about. Can you explain DPDR and how to overcome it? So, as far as how to overcome it is concerned, it is the same concept when dealing with any anxiety-related symptoms that come with sensitized nerves or anxiety and panic. Acceptance. Acceptance will always be the key, whether you're dealing with this symptom or that symptom, DPDR, it doesn't matter. Acceptance is the way to go. So that's how to overcome it, always, always, always. So depersonalization, derealization is basically a kind of like a state of brain fog in a way. Not quite, but kind of, you could compare it to that. It's basically a failsafe in your brain when you've done way too much obsessing and the brain is tired. It's on low battery, and you start to experience symptoms like DPDR. Very, very, very common when you have obsessed yourself into a low battery mentally. And like I said, it's basically just a fail-safe of the brain. It's actually a very good thing that it's there. I've got this contamination OCD shit that's taken over. I'm practicing the same principles, but damn it, man, I'm tired of this shit. Understandable. It can be frustrating at times. It can be very frustrating at times. That's an understatement. I get that. I get that, but you must continue forth with acceptance. And In a nutshell, with acceptance, what we're asking you to do is to do nothing. Okay? With, acceptance, what we're asking you to do is to do nothing. And that sounds simple in theory, I know, but a little bit harder to actually practice. But the more you do it, the better you'll get at it and the easier it'll become. I'm sure it's pretty normal. Yeah, I mean, you do see that. You do see people who are actually afraid to recover. They are afraid to recover because for so long anxiety's been like their little brother. They've carried this thing around with them for so long it feels like family. And the thought of not having to deal with anxiety anymore, while exciting for most, for some that can be scary in itself. So yeah, this is all very, very normal. This is all very, very normal, but I promise it'll fall right into place for you as you continue forth with the advice. It will fall right into place for you. It's ironic almost that we can hate this thing so much, but then not know what to do with ourselves when we finally get over it. It's ironic the way human beings work, but I promise as you move forward, you will gain confidence. And as you gain confidence, recovery will become that much easier. Each day will become that much easier. And what we are asking you to do is to practice doing nothing. To practice doing nothing. To feel the feelings, to think the thoughts, but add nothing to them. As they come, as they go, add nothing to them. In a nutshell, that's what needs to be done. Sounds simple, but essentially you're breaking a lifelong habit of resistance and fighting. So it's a little bit more complicated than it sounds, but that at the end of the day, that's what it is, to do nothing. Alcohol absolutely can have an effect on your nervous system, absolutely, and I wouldn't recommend it while you're sensitized because, I mean, at the end of the day, drinking is a choice, so I'm not sure I would recommend that you drink when you know that it's going to have an impact on your nervous system, especially while sensitized. It's completely up to you, but that's just my 2 cents. How to deal with insomnia? Don't try to force sleep. Don't try to force sleep. The more you try to force sleep, the harder it's going to be. If you can't sleep, again, we come back to our golden term, acceptance. Gotten rid of anxiety before, and the thought that it's gone can sometimes make it return. It's normal, and if we keep at it, it will go away forever. Okay, maybe not forever. It will go away. You will get to the point where you're healed. It's very much possible, and has happened to a lot of people here on the channel. Full recovery is very possible. And like I said, a lot of people have made a full recovery here on the channel. Watch my recovery success comments. I need to do a part 2 of that. It's kind of an old video, but watch that if you need a little bit of motivation. Greetings from Germany. Hello. Does diet help with OCD, eating healthy? There's absolutely nothing wrong with being healthy and eating right and exercising. Personally, not for me. It's not my thing, but I'm not going to knock it, of course. You know, that's good for you physically. Nothing is wrong with you. Keep moving forward, everyone. Exactly. Exactly. Oh, God. I hit. Yeah, don't force sleep. It's not possible. The more you try to force sleep, the harder it is gonna be to come by. Had a good weekend, dude? Hello, 80. Welcome. How are you doing on your channel? I need to check in. It's been a while. It's been a pretty good weekend here. It's been a pretty good weekend. I've spent a lot of time working on the stream here, just trying to nail a few things down. I've been cleaning my ass off today. Bit of a cleaning spree today. It's been a very productive, good day. Sometimes I feel like I'm using your videos as a coping method, but I don't know if this is wrong. So the way I put that is, you know, if you're binge watching my videos every single day from morning till sleep, then yeah, maybe you've got a bit of a problem there. You should always use my videos alongside with using and practicing acceptance. Use my videos as a learning technique, but don't get to the point where you're binge watching my videos all day long, but you're not actually using it alongside with practicing acceptance, because then you're not going to make much progress unless you're actually using what I'm giving you. So any sort of feeling, Billy, whether it's shame, whatever uncomfortable emotion you're dealing with, acceptance is key. We have to be able to feel our feelings and think our thoughts as they come and go, and realize that it's not personal. Our thoughts come all the time, it's not personal. Feelings come all the time, it's not personal. Allow yourself to feel and think these thoughts as they come and go. My family is pressuring me to continue my studies, but I feel so fatigued because of sensitization. What would you do? The first thing I would do is get right on board with acceptance and do my best to practice it every single day. I know it sounds like I'm beating a dead horse here, but regardless of what your current living situation or condition is, if you're struggling with anxiety and sensitization, you have the tools, if you know about acceptance, to make progress, regardless of what's going on in your life. I normally would wish for my anxiety to go away on my birthday, but now I don't know what to wish. My birthday is in 2 days. Well, happy early birthday, Blake. Can we show Blake some love in the chat? All good, buddy. Still growing slowly. It's a long, hard road, but we keep going. Got much planned for next week? Yeah, it is, Andy. Biggest piece of advice for growing a channel is just to stick with it. I mean, at times it's going to feel like, man, I'm doing all this work, I'm making all this content, and I'm just growing so slowly. I know how that feels, but you just have to keep putting out the videos, keep putting out the streams. And I would say my biggest piece of advice, not that you asked for advice, but I'm going to give it to you anyway, is when you make your videos and do your streams, pretend that you're making the videos and doing the streams for millions of people. Even if you've only got 10 viewers or you're getting only a couple hundred views a video, pretend like you're making content for millions of people. That's what I did while I was growing my channel, and of course we're still a work in progress here, but that's what I would do back in the early days when I was getting like 20 views a video. You can say that you're literally doing nothing, but chances are, PJ, you're still behind the scenes obsessing. You're still thinking about this all the time and adding fuel to the fire. Are thoughts coming and you're touching them and you're fighting with them and arguing with them? If you're really honest with yourself, you'll find that 90% of the time, the answer to that question is yes, I'm still obsessing. Yes, I'm still touching my thoughts and arguing with them. If the fast heartbeat is common all the time, doc said it was anxiety, but has me worried. Fast heartbeat is probably the most, one of the most, if not the most common symptom of anxiety. If that tells you anything, it's probably one of the most, if not the most, common symptom of anxiety. Eating healthy and exercise is a part of my OCD. I mean, like I said, I'm not going to knock eating healthy or exercising. It's not my thing. I definitely don't eat healthy and I definitely don't exercise. But does it help to be in a physically healthy body? I'm sure it does. I'm sure it does. But what I'm saying is it's not necessarily needed to recover. If it was needed to recover, I would have never recovered. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that, cause I eat shit. I eat shit, man. Thanks, Wonder Bro. Yeah, no problem, Sparta. No problem. Comparing my symptoms with others, yeah. Obsession, at the end of the day. Dropping the obsession. So important. It's so important that you get what I'm trying to tell you with the thoughts. Okay? Thoughts can come, they can knock, that's fine. But we don't respond to, we don't touch, we don't fight with, we don't argue with. We let them go. We let them play out. If they want to knock, that's fine. Yeah, this live stream will be uploaded. It will definitely be uploaded for those who are late or those who have missed it. Wearing a VT shirt. Not necessarily a VT fan, but it's in my closet, so. You eat shit. Not literal shit. Not literal shit, but I mean, kinda. Kinda. The food I eat is definitely not on par with a healthy lifestyle. Do I practice mindfulness slash meditation every day? So mindfulness, meditation, all these big fancy terms, basically if you want to boil it down to the simple truth, these terms are nothing more than equivalating to the equivalent of just noticing thoughts, accepting them, being in the moment. When we say meditation, meditation is basically where you just place your focus on something in reality, and when thoughts come, we just accept them and let them go. We don't respond to them, and that's basically what I'm telling you to do with acceptance. So it's all just big fancy terms that can get overcomplicated when really at the end of the day they all mean the same thing. They all mean the same thing. So whether you use the term meditation, which I don't think Claire Weeks ever used the term meditation. Um, oh, okay. Thank you, Lucy, for that $10 donation. Gratitude. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Lucy. Can we show some emoji love for Lucy in the chat? But yeah, Claire Weeks never, I don't believe, ever mentioned the term meditation, mindfulness. All these terms just mean the same thing at the end of the day. Acceptance. Acceptance and not following your thoughts down the rabbit hole. Let's update this. Thank you so much for that, Lucy. I truly appreciate that. You guys are so generous. You guys are so generous. Thank you for all you do. It really helps me out. It really, really helps me out. I'm not going to get into a big spill, okay? But it really does help me out. Thank you, guys. Get thought, imagine, pop up in your head, and you get this huge, fearful, dreadful feeling that's unexplainable. Then another time you get the same. Yeah, I mean, so sometimes the thought's going to send a big shock wave of adrenaline through your body and fear. Sometimes it's not. And that's just the game that we're playing with anxiety. As you use acceptance and move forward, you will see that slowly the thoughts will lose power the more you don't respond to them and fight with them. Same with the feelings. It truly takes time. I'm in a much better place after a year and a half, but I still have things to work on. Yeah, it does take time, and that's okay. Pat yourself on the back. Be proud of how far you've come. It was nice talking to you guys, but gotta go. See you, Blake. Appreciate you being around. Happy birthday. Happy early birthday. Thanks for stopping by. Thank you again, Lucy, Haley, Will. Thank you for your donations. Truly appreciate that. Very, very grateful. Very, very grateful. Your subconscious will then realize that it doesn't need to send you the fear signals and you will get better. The more you practice, the less you care about the sensations. Exactly. It's a learning process, and the brain, unfortunately, does not learn overnight. But the more we leave these thoughts and feelings alone, the more the brain starts to catch on. Do you have headaches, Wonder Bro? Headaches are very common with anxiety. I personally did not experience a whole lot of headaches back when I had, my extreme bouts of anxiety and sensitization, but a lot of people report having headaches, so very, very common. Hello, Wonder Bro from Nigeria. Hello, welcome, all over the world. Please talk about depression. I've got a lot of videos on depression if you want to check those out, but I'm going to recommend the same thing for depression that I recommend for anxiety, to just continue living your life even though you don't feel like it, okay? Doing things you would normally do, even though you don't feel like doing those things. This shows the brain that there's no real danger. Not touching or arguing with those thoughts, because the more you do, the more you feel the fire. So when I say to do these things for anxiety, the same applies to depression. So if you're listening to me preach to these other people about anxiety advice, and you're struggling with depression, you can apply the same thing. Just move it right on over. Apply the same thing. Just keep practicing and slowly get better. Yes, excellent comment, Andy. Is focusing on your breath during panic a coping method? I mean, I personally wouldn't recommend it. I guess you could see that as grounding, but honestly, for panic, the best thing you can do is just to ride it. Not try to fight it, not try to get rid of it. The more you try to get rid of it, the more you're just in this place of just resistance, just balled up resistance. Just allow yourself to feel. Allow yourself to feel. Allow yourself to feel. So important. Acceptance, absolutely. Absolutely, Lucy. Acceptance all the way. I know it gets old. I know it gets old. Some of you guys are probably like, please give me some other advice other than acceptance. Okay, but when we get right down to it, you guys, the more you resist, the more you fight, the more you argue, the more you wrestle. Okay, a lot of you guys like the way I say wrestle. Sometimes I say wrestle because I'm from the country. But the more you do these things, the more you just add fuel to the fire and resistance, and you just ball up in this energy, and you can't let it out, you can't express it. You're keeping your anxiety levels high. Okay, so at the end of the day, you know, acceptance. Acceptance is always going to be the way to go. Andy, I'm going to make you a moderator. I'm just going to force that on you. I'm just going to make you a moderator of my channel. Are you okay with that? Are you okay with that, Andy? I know you're not here a whole lot, but when you are here, you're always very helpful. Absolutely, it's okay to let yourself forget about it. Absolutely. Absolutely, 110%. Let me know if you're not cool with being moderator, Andy. I've known you for years, but if for some odd reason you're not cool with it, I'll take it away. But for now, you're a moderator of the channel, so congrats. And I'm also gonna make you a moderator of my my Discord too, my Discord chat, if that's cool with you. Yeah, I don't have many mods, and I just feel like I should probably go ahead and add a few more mods while I'm at it. I don't have very many. I've got like a handful. Okay, you're cool with it? Cool. Cool. We'll roll with it. Observe the anxiety. Yeah, instead of reacting, observe the anxiety. That's another good way to put it. At the end of the day, though, don't get over confused with all the different ways people word this and put this. At the end of the day, it comes back to acceptance. No matter how you word it, no matter how many times you put it this way or that way, at the end of the day, it comes back to do nothing except. Okay, don't get over confused on terms. Don't get over confused on terms. I see a lot of people thinking, should I go for mindfulness? Should I go for meditation? Should I go for living present? What should I do? What should I do? All these terms. Don't get confused on terms. It all comes back to the same thing no matter which way you word it. Acceptance, do nothing except, accept. I'm glad you're honored, Andy. It feels good to have a mod on my side. Let me update this in the Discord chat real quick. How do you check your admins? I don't even know. Oh, here we go. Manage moderators. That easy. How many mods do I actually have? Holds, Andy, Christopher, Benny Trees, Joe. Now you, Andy. Okay. Okay. I got a handful of mods, like 5 people. Why do good days make me so nervous? It's like I'm looking for the anxiety. It's that anticipation. It's that anticipation. It's still fresh on your mind. Continue practicing acceptance, and eventually that too will fade away. Has anyone ever had a sudden quick heart rhythm that's very quick for no reason, and even when you don't panic about it, it remains? A fast heartbeat, again, very, very common, if not the most common symptom of anxiety. If you're afraid or nervous and you're worried it might be something else, chances are it's not. okay? But if you do have that fear and you've never been checked out by a doctor, obviously I'm going to tell you might as well go get checked out if it'll ease your mind, okay? Might as well go get checked out, so why not? Why not? I always recommend that, especially to people with health anxiety. You know, if you've never been cleared by a doctor, maybe that'll help you stop obsessing if you do go get cleared, so. But I am here to tell you that fast heartbeat is one of the most common symptoms of anxiety. Very, 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 very common. You're an angel covered in tattoos. I am no angel. I am no angel. I am just as human as you are. Just as human as you are. I promise you that. I am no angel. But thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you anyway. I'm going to spam the Discord chat with another notification. That way we can try to get as many people in here as possible so they can all ask their questions. Wonder Bro, did you ever deal with nausea? I'm dealing with this a lot. Again, stomach problems, stomach pain, upset stomach, also up there with some of the more common anxiety symptoms. Personally, I didn't deal with that a whole lot, but common. It's common. As long as you've been checked by a doctor and they say it's fine, let that weird feeling come, it'll pass. Yes. Just accept it and the mind will heal in time. Yes, 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 yes. So much yes. So much yes. Let's see. But during crazy gameplay, I feel the anxiety starting. Is there a reason, like playing in something harder? It's just because you're more into it. In some games and movies, their whole purpose is to bring about a sense of danger or anxiety, and a lot of people, some people, get off on that. I mean, that's why we go and see great horror movies, right? Because a lot of people enjoy the feeling of fear, and there's nothing wrong with feeling the feeling of fear, aka anxiety, as long as you've got it in, you know, context. You know, as long as you understand that it's just anxiety, it's just fear, and don't add second to fear to it, there's absolutely nothing wrong with feeling fear. And like I said, some people go and watch great big horror movies to feel that way, so there's nothing wrong with feeling it. There's absolutely nothing wrong with feeling it. Where it becomes a problem is how we're reacting to it. Meditate's just another big fancy word for mindfulness, which is just another big fancy word for acceptance. So if you're using acceptance in one form or another, you are basically using a form of meditation or mindfulness. Wonder Bros motivation video was the turning point in my recovery. I recommend watching it. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. We're going to take a big old swig of Mountain Dew straight out of the 2-liter, because that's the way we roll. Good stuff. Good stuff. There's nothing like sugar-loaded syrup. Does anyone struggle? I mean, anyone here on the channel is currently in the process of recovering. Most people. I mean, we do have quite a few people that have recovered and still stop by from time to time just to say hello, but most of the people that are active in the chat now are in their journey. soda makes me so burpy. So burpy. Again, guys, don't get confused on terms. Meditation, mindfulness, acceptance, it all boils down to the same thing at the end of the day, which is to accept your thoughts and feelings without following them, without getting caught up in them. It all means the same thing at the end of the day. Don't get too caught up in the terms. Don't get lost in the terms. Don't get confused by the terms. Confusion is just a breeding ground for obsession. And we know what obsession does to the nerves. At the end of the day, it's all the same thing. And since I started this channel, my objective has always been and always will be to make anxiety recovery easy and simple to understand. See if I can grab a link to the Vacate Fear Discord chat. I know you guys love to chat. So, you enjoy chatting with everybody. You might as well join the Discord. Join us on the Discord chat room. Go. Feel free. A lot of this, guys, comes down to confidence, gaining confidence. And as you use acceptance and stop running from the feelings and stop fighting with the thoughts, at first this might be a little tricky or difficult, and I mean that's to be expected. You know, this is something brand new. But a lot of this, as time moves forward, you'll see how this is helping little by little by little, and you'll gain confidence. The less you run away, the more confidence you'll gain, and the easier it'll become to just let those feelings and thoughts be. I would like to thank all the donors. I wish I had better money to donate to this man. I haven't since. Sorry. I know how keyboards, not your fault. Keyboards can be confusing, right? I mean, with these fat fingers, I'm all the time making typos. But I get what you're saying. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. Don't feel obligated to donate, okay? And don't feel guilty, okay? Never feel guilty just because you don't have the money to donate. Believe me, trust me when I say I understand the struggle. I understand the struggle, okay? I get it. I get it. Do not feel guilty if you can't donate, please. It's completely optional. It's completely optional. So there's a donation message that was left that I never got around to reading on stream. I'm gonna go ahead and read that now. It really touched my heart. They said, "Thank you so much for what you do. After battling anxiety for years, nobody has made me understand what was happening and how to help it like you have. You have no idea how much you've helped me." And that means a ton to me. It really does. Thank you so much for that. That came from Zach. Thank you, Zach. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. You guys are too kind. If she was feeling strangled, yeah, the lump in the throat, tightness of the throat. I know I say this about just about every symptom, but that again, that is a very common symptom. When I go to my friends, I see them laughing and talking about this and that, and I cannot do this, and it makes me sad. I understand, and I see your pain, and I recognize your pain, and I can relate to your pain. Believe me, been there, and just about everyone on this channel has been there, and I know that's upsetting. All right, but if you're sitting here watching this now and you don't know where to turn, I'm telling you, the advice that I'm giving you here in this stream, take it and run with it, and you can get back to who you were before. In fact, you can come out of this stronger than who you were before. Okay. Absolutely not. I would never write someone off and say that their anxiety disorder is too severe for them to come back. Absolutely not. I've seen some amazing turnarounds just here on this channel personally. I've seen some people that I speak to one on one that go from unimaginable, okay, can't even fathom or put into words what I'm trying to say, but unimaginable lows to living the life that they wish they could have lived. And they're living that life as a reality now. So I would never in a million years write someone off as too severe to be able to recover. Ever. Ever. Just from what I've seen here and from the stories I've heard talking to people personally, I would never, okay, write someone off. I mean, I myself went from peeing in 2-liter bottles, okay, to here I am now. So I would never write somebody off. I would never, would never. And the thing you got to practice and work on if you want to get to that point is stop trying to look for an exit. The more you try to obsess, fight, argue, wrestle, I know you guys like it when I say wrestle with these feelings and thoughts and want to run away from them and avoid them and oh my god, I don't want to think this, or oh my god, I don't want to feel this, the more you try to look for that way out, the harder it's going to be to find it. Because every oh my god, I don't want to feel this way, or oh my god, I can't believe I'm thinking this, or oh my god, I need to push this thought away, every time you do that, you are getting further and further away from recovery. Why? Because that is the fuel to the fire. That is the fuel to the fire. You have to adopt an approach of I'm going to let these thoughts come and I'm going to let these feelings come and I'm not going to do anything about it, not a single thing. Not a single thing. I'm not going to try to push them away or fight with them or jam positivity in there. I'm not going to do anything with those intrusive negative thoughts. I'm not going to do anything with the feelings. I'm not going to try to find relief, because the more you fight and resist, you're digging yourself a deeper hole. Okay? So at the end of the day, you got to get to the point where you're like, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to accept. That's where you'll find relief. And eventually, in time, that's where you'll make your recovery. Believe me, I know it's easier said than done. I know that. I get that. But that's what we've got to practice. That's what we've got to practice. And each and every one of you are very, very capable. Very, very capable. The fact that you're here means that you're learning. And as soon as you start to put what you've learned into actual play, the sooner you'll recover. It might be scary at first, it might be difficult at first. You're breaking a lifelong habit of resistance and arguing and fighting with your thoughts and feelings. So I know it doesn't come easy, but you're here, you're learning, and you're on the right track. And a lot of people overcomplicate acceptance. Like I see a comment right now that says, I've looked up so many videos on how to accept, but I don't know how to do it. Acceptance is not necessarily a doing. Acceptance is the act of doing nothing. You're not learning how to do something with acceptance. That learning how to do something implies that you're doing something, you're making something happen. With acceptance, what you're essentially doing is unlearning the fight and the arguing, and with acceptance, you're unlearning all of that. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Acceptance is not learning about how to do something. Acceptance is unlearning all the doing. There's not a certain way you go about doing acceptance. It's not a doing. It can give you, yes, yes. I don't even know how to pronounce that username. I'm gonna give you a nickname. Anytime I have someone in the chat whose name I don't know how to pronounce and I don't want to butcher it, I give them a nickname. I give them a nickname. So let's see. I'm just gonna call you M. What a creative nickname. You're now M. Setbacks can suck, okay, but see, here's the thing. There's still some resistance there. There has to be. And with acceptance, what we're learning to do is to learn how to do nothing. I urge you to continue practicing regardless of any setbacks or how long it's been. You're on a path of, you know, reprogramming your brain. It's not something that happens overnight, and I know it can be frustrating. Your question needs a true answer. Why some people drink, live a wild life, and they just don't have anxiety? Okay, so the reason some people can drink and live a wild life and not have anxiety is not have anything to do with genetics. Okay, I'm here to tell you that. There's no proof of that whatsoever. The reason some people can drink, have a wild life, party it up, do drugs, do whatever the hell they want to do, and jump out of fucking planes is because when they felt fear for the first time, or when they felt a strong amount of fear, instead of fighting, running from it, or obsessing about it, they embraced it, they accepted, and they moved with it. So there was never a setup of a spiral of fear on top of fear on top of fear, which leads to the sensitized state. So to the people who can live life with a fuck it attitude, those are the people who never added second fear. Those are the people who allow themselves to feel their feelings and think their thoughts and just embrace these thoughts and feelings, okay? And just move forward. These are the people that experience anxiety and fear at times and just embrace and allow those feelings and move with them. And the sensitized people are the people who fought against those feelings of anxiety. The sensitized people are the people who once upon a time added second fear and added fear on top of fear on top of fear. There is nothing that separates you as a sensitized person and someone who can just do whatever the hell they want than second fear. Second fear is the only thing that separates people who do whatever the hell they want and live the life they want and sensitized people. Second fear. And what is second fear? Second fear is resistance. Second fear is continuously arguing with those thoughts and trying to push those feelings away and push the anxiety away. I don't want to feel this. No, 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 make it stop. That's second fear. And that's the only thing that separates people you look up to and wish you could be and you as a sensitized person. So you have to unlearn second fear. You have to unlearn second fear. It's the reason you ended up in the sensitized state. It is 110% the whole reason you ended up in the sensitized state, and it is the only thing that separates you from a quote-unquote normal person. It's not something that you did on purpose, I get that. It's not something that you ever would have chose if you knew the outcome. I get that, but it's the boat that you find yourself in. It's the boat that you find yourself in. It's the unfortunate truth, but now that you know that, you can work with that and you can recover and you can heal and you can be the person you always wanted to be, if not 10 times stronger. There's things to be gained here. I don't want anyone thinking, oh, well, I recovered, but I still had to go through this bullshit. No, you are learning lifelong valuable skills and tools here that are not only going to help you with recovery, but they're going to help you with life in general. It depends on your nerves. It all comes down to your nerves. And without you knowing it, you could have spent a lifelong you could have spent your entire life fighting with anxiety and these thoughts and breaking your nerves down slowly. Something clicked for me today while I was outside. That is awesome. Very proud of you. Very, very proud of you. Congratulations. Exactly, Jesse. Exactly. Mountain Dew and cigarettes. Hell yeah. America. America. Thank you for being so helpful in the chat, Andy. Appreciate it. I agree with everything Andy's been saying, by the way. This guy knows his stuff. Try my best. Watch some of Eckhart Tolle's videos on depression. Just gonna throw that out there. Eckhart Tolle. He's kind of a slow speaker, and some people don't like that. But personally, I like the dude, and I think his teachings are fucking on point. Just let them do whatever, and eventually things will get better. Yeah, it's the desire to want to push the anxiety away that makes the anxiety stay. Because with the desire to push away for whatever reason, you're telling your brain that there's something to be afraid of. You get more anxiety. It's a loop. Hey, I made it. Hi, everyone. Hello, welcome. How are you doing? Welcome. Welcome to the stream. I love Eckhart Tolle. I do too. Some people are not a fan, but personally, I like the guy. Some of my favorite spiritual teachers: Eckhart Tolle, Moji. Awesome dudes. Yeah, see, I mean, a lot of people take acceptance and use it like a pill. Like, if I start using acceptance, immediately the feelings will vanish. Can you see the counterproductiveness in that right there? Acceptance is about learning to experience the feelings and thoughts and see them right through. Acceptance is not about, okay, I'm going to, we don't go into acceptance with the mindset, okay, I'm going to use this and the feelings are going to vanish. Because just in that statement right there, you're already showing signs of resistance, which is not true acceptance. And I've made several videos on why you should never use acceptance like a pill, and it's for that reason. For that reason right there. Exactly, Andy. Exactly. continue moving forth with acceptance and practicing acceptance. That'll always be the go-to, right? And at first, it's difficult to put yourself in fearful situations. But the more you do this, the more confidence you'll gain, and the more confidence you gain, the easier it becomes. Okay. Accept and float. I love the term float. Float, to give up resistance. Resistance. Ugh. I'm straight vibing over here. You guys can't hear it. I would share it with you guys, but then I'd get a copyright strike. We don't want that. Exactly. Acceptance is telling yourself that anxiety and the thoughts that come, and the thoughts can play if they want, the feelings can play if they want. You're no longer fighting against it. As you do this, the more you do this, the better you become at it, the more confidence you gain. The more confidence you gain, I keep saying it, but the more confidence you gain, the easier it all becomes. You realize that nothing ever happens. Your brain starts to pick up on this. Beautiful things start to happen. It's a learning process. Don't beat yourself up if you're not perfect at it right away. Takes time, takes time. This is the case for most people. So I'm going to let you guys keep chatting. I'm going to work on my BRB screen, which is something I've been needing to do for a while now. So I'm going to work on that. You guys just keep chatting. You guys keep chatting. me, we're still working on stuff over here. Wait, which one is this? Okay, that one's that one. So we need that one. All right. Wow, it's dark. That is extremely dark. Okay. Apologize for the delay. I mean, the bulk of the stream's pretty much over at this point anyway, right? I just needed to do that. I've been needing to do that for a long time. I've had those new screens ready to go for a minute. Just haven't put them on, so. How is chat doing? Been needing to do that for a minute. How's it look? You guys enjoying the new tunes? We added some new music to both screens, BRB and stream starting. And we're trying to get the theme to match up here. Trying to get the theme to match up. So dim. And I gotta admit, after like an hour and a half of looking into that bright LED light, oh my god, I couldn't do it anymore. I had to turn that off. That's why it's so dark in here. Let's fix the chat. There we go. Music was awesome. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'm trying to get everything to match up. Trying to get it looking nice around here. My eyeballs needed a break from that that bright ass light. I just couldn't do it anymore. That's why we're sitting in the dark. Let's see, how do I, okay, manage moderators. Something I'm looking particular. Is that who I'm looking for? Let's see. Cancel, save. You know what probably would help with the lighting? Turn this on. That doesn't make much of a difference. I believe Claire Weeks answers some questions about pregnancy in her books. Yeah, much more daily stress and sensitization can come more easily. Yeah, exactly. Either way, you're on the right track. Alright, what are we at? Almost an hour and a half. I'm going to go ahead and end this one here. Wow, this has been a long one. I didn't plan for it to go on that long, but hey, it's been fun. Alright, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. Alright, chill. Hope you guys do the same. Catch you in my next video and or stream. Right there. Stay awesome.